and we try. It's important as we are moving through life to try new things. And I'm doing about 4 different devices. If in fact we are where we need to be, broadcasting on YouTube, on Facebook Live, and on in. So I'm going to double check in from my phone. Oh, pop up that says we're live on YouTube on the Power Corp YouTube channel. That's great. Happening now on LinkedIn. Let's double check to make sure that we are in fact live on LinkedIn. And you can go on LinkedIn and make comments. Let's get our scrolls going. It's notes. We want chat so that folks can chat. And I see that already with, it looks like Olu has begun to chat there. Let's get our scroll. Now that's activated across the screen. By the way, we did that about 26 years ago now, and we had the little crawl that you pretty much take for granted now. Go across the bottom of our chat. We see Leslie bringing Les up. Oops, there's, let's see, we got Olu, who is actually joining us in studio. We'll be giving more of you an opportunity to join us in studio as we broadcast in future sessions. We're trying this now with Olu from Lagos, Nigeria. We get working, it can really be intimidating trying new things and you fail, right? And many people will avoid trying these new things unless they have fear because of that fear of failure. I don't want bad, so I definitely don't try this. And it's many people have said this, and most recently in bowl losses where it's when he lost Super Bowl a few years ago to you either win or you learn. Win wants to be a loser, but you win or you learn. And so that's what we're doing with these new technologies. We've stubbed our toe a few times and had some challenges, but we're learning each time, and we don't give up. We pivot. Things are not going well, but we're teaching in resilience. We bounce back. Is all about, and we move forward. And things are not working, and we try something else, and it all moving. So again, we appreciate you all for being with us, and many of you now. We are approaching 7 years. I've been doing this, and for example, Carla Hill has been with years, and she is many times the first from California. It is we usually have Carla Hill on first, and so we appreciate all of you being for us on Facebook. I do see that are live on LinkedIn, and looking for Facebook. Kind of proud that we were able to kind of get all this moving. I see on Facebook under Stanley H. Green, they got this live. So we are live on Facebook. This is unbelievable, folks, how they are live now on LinkedIn. We are live on YouTube. Let's press the button. Yes, we are live on YouTube on the Thinking Corp channel, and we are live in. So on all 3 channels, we of course live with our group in the conference. Good morning, and Lillian Ford, Ed Samuel, our career expert, George Clark, Marie Turner, Laura, Dr. Ekman, Gail Berger, Leslie Fun, and she's also communicating on LinkedIn. Feel free, folks, to make comments on LinkedIn under Stanley. You'll see this event and feel free to jump in and make comments. Marcy Wiley, good to see you as well. Let's move in to our Q&A where
Q&A session has started.
That *6 and be part of the discussion. So do that at any time. Our power thinking in your amazing mind training for Wednesday, August. We're almost through the summer. Children are going back to school in some areas already. We're always excited to be here, happy that we have this opportunity to share with you evidence-based skills that can help you build strength so that when those times hit, and there are micro adversities and setbacks, big setbacks. Many people, because of the weather on the East Coast, some devastating setbacks coming up. It hasn't hit yet, but it'll hit, and within minutes, things change dramatically. Are concerned about their jobs, anxiety as a result of changes in ownership, changes in management. We are here to help you power through not things that I created, but to help you power through and keep moving, because life, it just have to keep moving. Appreciate you being with us. We feel free to if you're on our phone lines, to Stanley Green page where we have an event that's going on live there, live on YouTube, and live under Stanley H. Green on Facebook and on LinkedIn. Feel free to make a comment. We'll put that comment on the screen. So again, appreciate you being with us. Our job is to help you retrain your brain. And I just want to make sure you know we have now a Power Thinking Corp app, a mobile app, that if you have the mobile app, believe it or not, you may not even have to attend our 30-minute sessions, because we're going to be micro transforming you. There's micro entertainment, but in these small bites, we built and seeds go to, of course, you will be able to micro learn. So just go to your, you'll see it across the screen if you're looking at the screen. If you're not, while you're on your phone with us, the Google Play Store or the Apple Store, and type in Corp, and you will see the P. You click that, install it, the races. You'll be able to get a 30-day free trial on our entry level package, and to invite friends and make 25% of the monthly revenue that they pay. So it is we look forward to having you join us. A number of folks are joining us. We're in our second phase of beta, so we appreciate the feedback that you give us to fine tune and make it work. So ours is up, and we're going to go to Leslie in a minute, but I want to welcome, as part of our experiment, to work out some of the kinks on our platform, where we are multi-stream different social media platforms. We have Olu from Lagos, Nigeria. Olu, thank you for being with us, and thanks for trying this out. We really appreciate it. How are you today? You're in the afternoon. What time is it in?
It's actually 12:35 now.
12:35. Okay, so it's afternoon. Good afternoon
Yes,
to you.
25 minutes to 1. Thank you.
Great. And we'll be coming
it was a pleasure,
back
really.
to you in a minute. Thank you for being and introduce our focus for today. It is our power thinking resilience skill number 2. Remember, we have 7 skills of resilience, 7 skills that will help you to go to strategy when adversity hits. And that power thinking resilience skill number 2 is avoiding thinking traps. And the thinking trap we're focusing on today is minimizing and magnifying. This is where we minimize in our lives, but then we magnify the negative. And once we magnify the things that may be happening, we move into these big negative emotions where we could be angry or feel guilty or feel sad, feel embarrassed, or frequent that I think people are experiencing anxiety, this fear of a threat. So we shared a video with you for those who are members about power thinking, resilience, inner strength. Number 2, avoiding thinking traps, minimizing and magnifying. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about the video. And what is your go-to strategy when you're faced with magnifying a negative as opposed to the positives? Now, I'll just mention one thing that I read recently that I think puts all of this into focus. CBS News and Paramount Plus was acquired by another Skydance, and I shared with you before that I knew the owner or the chairman of Paramount Plus actually 25 years ago, where I made a presentation about the future of technology and video and convergence and all of that today. And so with the new ownership, there's a story about CBS News reporting that that with the pending layoffs, because the company is looking to shrink force, lay off a bunch of people, this format, there are a number of folks who are the word they use, that they are feeling a lot of anxiety around these changes. Now, to what extent could they? Certainly, there's reason to be concerned, but I would imagine that some of them may be the problem and not really the fact that they have these tremendous that transferable and they should be focused on and how they transfer those skills, as opposed to I've been here for 20 years, like we have 2 new cars, we just bought a home. So there's that anxiety that's caused by magnifying and not really positive. So let's go first to Leslie Flowers and get her thoughts about this. Leslie, mention where you're joining us from and what your thoughts are around magnifying the negative. Welcome. And by the way, congratulations on your granddaughter going to, and we have a number of us, nieces, nephews, grandchildren who are going into that next step in the college. So again, welcome.
Thank you. That was the only picture I had in the moment. She's actually a junior this year.
Oh, okay.
It was about her 20th birthday.
Got it.
Right. And that was the closest picture I had, right, to do the post. Anyway, thank you. Thank you. This baby. I'm calling from just outside of Raleigh, North Carolina, and I'm playing on both fields right now. I'm LinkedIn with comments and with you by phone, and I was resistant to doing that, but then I realized if you can think out of the box, check out, right, and get it clipped, then I can get you. So about video, so love to see you do with this live for people here as you this audience. I get it, but it is on YouTube. Anyway, it was about exactly what you're talking about, a thinking trap. And I think understand what is the trap? Right?
Mhm.
When we're smart enough, right, to figure out what's going on here. Now, I'm more of an intellectual in a lot of respects, but distinguishing the talk about fear, you said something that I wrote down that said, a future threat. And why do we focus on the negative and give other people a break? Simply because we've experienced these fears before. They're powerful, they're electric, they're reactive, they're not really thinking.
Mhm.
We're more like animals. We are in fear. And why wouldn't we be afraid? Be from another country that has a terrible plague and that we would catch it as a physician. Not afraid, and you can't be in faith and fear at the same time. This, when you understand that your fears make, so it's very natural to diminish yourself, because every time, think about a time when you were criticized or humiliated before, over and again. And when we think of every year, every month, every time we bring it back up in our mind through visualization and using our imagination of life, is that along with it, vibration which is low and unpleasant, age we were and how we felt. So every time we rework the same story about how we can't do it, or we're not capable, or we're not smart enough, then we're further embedding that fear. Now, is there a way out? Absolutely. The only thing that needs to happen, quite simply to reverse this process, or actually to let go of judgment, criticism altogether. That's one of 6 basic fears. But the fear of illness, come on, think about COVID and think about what we all went through. Those are deeply embedded fears. So even now when I go to the theater, I wonder, should I bring mine? Because I got COVID at a theater set go. No, that's real. It's earned. The way that you counteract it takes a little time, but it's based on polarity, the law of opposites. What you must do through that fear and complete the thing that scared you. And then do it again. One time begins to whittle away old and the belief in fear and leaves room, faith in your ability and discoverability. Then you do it again. So you're actually proving that real fear. That's what we have to do. Patience enough. But I thought that this 2 minutes was a beautiful investment, that long way to understand what is this cage? Why do I read? So, and I can't seem to control myself. Have you ever been there? I certainly have.
Oh, sure.
When my conscious awareness is just exploded or stepped here. So if there is a way out,
yes,
and we use a select to do it. Thank you, Stanley, for the time.
Thank you, Leslie. Really appreciate it. Always a pleasure. And Leslie has on Mondays, 10 a.m. with Mind Over Matter, and on Fridays at 10 a.m. With Think and Grow Rich. So we really appreciate the fact that you're part of the Power Thinking member family, and that you participate and share your knowledge and expertise as well. So thanks again, Leslie. And Olu, Let's go back to you. Anyone else? Hit that *6 on our phone lines. Feel free. Love to get your thoughts about anxiety and to what extent have you magnified when you do feel anxious? Magnified something negative to it could push you depression into this state of heard us talk about after this amazing discovery back in the late 60s by Dr. Martin Sullivan. Remember that our brains are processing these 70 to 80% of these thoughts are negative, and so I go back to the Skydance acquisition. This is recent of CBS and Paramount Plus, and one of the big announcements is, hey, we're cutting $2 billion out of the company's expenses. And what that typically means is that people will be losing their jobs. People who are very talented people and have been with that company for decades, and yet just in one company, even though there's will be intact. And we see this happen over and over with various companies, various entities, certainly the federal government, where they're told, hey, we want a cost cut, and so everyone is feeling anxious. Love to know if you've been there. *6, hit that. I see David Schweitzer there. David, we're going to get to you. We're going to get to Greg Jones. Olu, have you ever an issue? Joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Stanley. So Amolu, I joined in from Lagos, Nigeria. Now, the thing is, I can only speak from my own experience. You see, uh, for several years, I found out that for some reason, I just tend to always think that it's the bad thing that would happen. That went on for several, even when things were going very well, like when I was in the bank and so on and so forth. For some reason, I just, the thoughts that would come to my mind on bidding were those of something going wrong, losing the job or something, and then after a while, eventually I was laid off. So I had more time to look into my thinking process, basically, my thoughts. And I realized that there was no reason, really, no logical reasons, no basis for me to think, the negative outcome would result. So I began to pay attention to my thoughts. It took a while. It took some doing because I'm talking about something that it was
Mm,
basically a habit that I must have gotten somewhere when I was growing up
yep,
and I wasn't aware of. But eventually I was able to begin to redirect my mind, because anxiety is real. It happens. Sometimes we can avoid it, when we lose a job, when a child is not feeling well, and stuff like that. So the issue is, I got up to the point where what I do now is I just try to be as objective as possible. I find balance,
great,
so to say, you know, neither positive nor negative. I just tread the middle path. I don't project what I cannot be certain of. Thank you.
great. Thank you, Olu. Appreciate it. And some of the comments. First of all, I want to acknowledge James Kunk, who joined us. Thank you for joining us. And we'll bring up Ashif's us from Toronto on LinkedIn. We're appreciate you. Leslie always appreciates comments, and Leslie is communicating over the phone, commenting over LinkedIn. So we appreciate that. Leslie's latest comment over LinkedIn. Each week we get to relate what we know to what we are hearing and processing. And with that, we're going to go next to David Schweitzer. Just mentioned where you're joining us from, and your thoughts about minimizing the positive, but magnifying what's happening in our lives. Welcome.
Yeah, hey Stan, great to be on the call today. So I think I've been on both sides, more in the middle, and I know you hearing your story was a huge inspiration during. You probably don't recall because you're so connected and just busy, and so many people are always trying to get your ear. But and so successful as well. I actually put in my resignation for a real estate asset management job in Buckhead, Georgia. And 2 weeks later, COVID hit. There were, if you recall, hiring freezes for about 7 months or so.
Sure.
So moving back to the Delaware County outside area, and I was at an investment property at the time, just interviewing originations, extra roles for real estate developers, vertically integrated, just the whole spectrum of jobs. And I think it was anxiety for me, considering I think Ray Dalio said the ex had a bridge water before he recently divested completely to let one of his lieutenants take goalie.
Sure.
I think it's really, you want to be self-sufficient, plus you want to kind of be fortunate enough, like yourself, live your passion, so it doesn't really feel like work.
Yes.
But there has to be a money. And,
yes.
I think there's a guy, cold truth that, maybe just women additionally, guys got to kind of bring something to the table. Maybe that's old school thinking in my way. It's a little bit too straightforward. A lot of anxiety not being able to almost go through all your savings, but just scrape through to get out, helping out with my niece and nephew. Got a kind of holdover financial analysis job.
Okay.
With that, there was basically, I put in a resignation again, kind of pursue the real estate. And what I've realized is maybe the universe has a way of telling you something, and let me that maybe having so much angst and it's not working way, which doesn't mean inaction, but kind of, and it may call for a pivot. And if you're trying to chase, for me, maybe it was these jobs moving up the ladder, and what I found is doing more manual stuff in recent times, that there's maybe a smaller avenue to get a licensure for real estate and another pathway, and kind of be able to have that income and hit that major goal. And kind of back to the thought process is visualize negative thoughts and try to manifest good, positive thinking. And I think during COVID, when I started to do that, I got 3 months.
Wow.
Things were working out very well. I think you're a huge part in helping me pivot that negative, kind of get that role that I was looking at, doing a more front office originations job, and like the mindset and what the group has done for me. It really comes down to your thoughts lead to your words, your actions lead to your destiny. And I think someone taught me that, and I couldn't really believe that enough. And with kind of drilling it and being repetitive and staying on the calls, it's a really good exercise, the right mindset, and just really appreciate you for that.
Thank you.
It's helped a lot with anxiety. You can probably hear it in my voice, Ethan.
Yes.
So thank you, Sam.
I really appreciate it. Thanks for checking in. And I remember now. It was like 5 years ago. And, yeah, a lot going on then. And at the same time, you had things going on with your career. Or in very much need of resilience back then. And so we're happy that you're with us. And I'm going to roll through a couple of things. But first, go to Greg Jones. Greg, for joining us on our phone lines. I mentioned where you're joining us from, and your thoughts about buying the negatives as opposed to the positive.
Okay. Hey, good morning, everyone. Fellow Thinking family. And Roseville section of Queens, New York. So I wanted to just chime in, just bear with background noise as my two grandsons who just got the
Hey, we multitask. That's what it's all about.
That's right. Absolutely. No question. Soon to be 8 and soon to be 4.
Nice.
So,
Very good.
just yesterday, she's a director at Ernst & Young. And she had called me. You know, she's in a position now, she's a caretaker for her 92-year-old mother. She lives in the Riverdale section of New York. Not Queens, Riverdale section of the Bronx. So, she's been going back and forth. She had a sister who was a point person. Her sister passed away a year ago.
Sorry to hear that.
And so, you know, she was actually what we thought was probably no such thing, but untouchable as an employee in the company in Ernst & Young. And when you mentioned earlier about the company was,
Yes.
you know, it struck me, but I realized everyone, especially when it comes to lowering expenses and cutting back, there's no one who's not expendable.
That's right.
There's no one that's not expendable. So she was one of those, you know, because she was a director. And her position, she was able to work from home. She only maybe did 1 or 2 days in the office. She was able to pretty much work from anywhere. So she could go down south and spend time in South Carolina, taking care of her mother, and still operating in her capacity at work.
Sure.
So when she called and said that she had been laid, they laid off 500 people. And we heard about 500 people, but he would be one of them.
Wow.
Because she was a director or like a vice president. And she told me, she called yesterday because she needed to get some information. And then she said, well, I don't know if you heard, because her husband, best friends, she said, I got fired from Ernst.
Wow.
And I'm like, my nose dropped. I said, there's no way. They said they're letting go 500 people. That's 500 other people. Not you. And found out not only was her, right? And she's about 2 years from retirement.
Wow.
Okay, so she's 2 years from retirement. She's taking care of her mother. In addition to the caretaking of her mother, that there's so many things, and is concerned. She relied on her sister to be in charge of that are in complete disarray. Paperwork, basic stuff. I remember my daughter saying that, you know,
Yeah.
And so, basic thing, being in order, paperwork, you know, and her mother is all, as I mentioned, is experiencing the beginning sign. So there are things that on her own.
Right.
She does need pretty much 24-hour care.
Sure.
She's now faced with the situation. Possibly, actually, they started this assisted living facilities in the New York area, New York, New Jersey area.
Sure.
Which means that at 92 years old, she's going to have to be removed from her environment, because she cannot come to relatives who are down there in South Carolina.
Yeah.
To be responsible for her mother.
Wow.
She's got the anxiety of taking care of mom at 92 years old. She's getting ready to celebrate his marriage, her husband. She has to go. She's been going back and forth because when she was employed, she had the flexibility to be able to do that.
Sure.
And when she would go away, she stayed for months. You know, her husband, who's he's there's a difference, age difference.
Sure.
And so Michael, her husband, is one of my best friends. Okay, his health is present. And so when she goes down south, when she goes away to take care of her mother, she's not away for a couple of days or a week. She's down there for like.
Yeah.
And so that's another area of.
Oh yeah.
Because his job, he cannot. He doesn't have the time. He works for the district attorney's office, which is another story.
Yeah.
In Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Or written.
Yeah.
You know, because of all the criminal activity that takes place in these cities.
Sure.
You know, it's just, you know, really it's difficult. You know, we check in with them, try to, offer words of encouragement.
Sure.
You know, when I can, I'll go up to the Bronx and visit with Mike. You know, when she said that she got laid off by this company yesterday, and I was just like, it didn't even make sense. And I could hear the trembling in her voice because of all the stuff that she's been dealing with, losing her sister, paperwork not being in order, sister having to ever really not sharing it with her, being able to find documents, having to fly down there, basically stay down there periods of time, being away from your home, your church, and your husband.
Yeah.
You know, it's just your life, how an event can change your life. You know, I mean, it's just it's valuable.
It is.
But it is valuable.
Because it's life.
Life is life.
That's right. Life is life.
And so how mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally are you prepared when these things happen? And then the last I don't want to be long-winded, is that you have around you things are going on.
Yes. Well said.
Important. So I just wanted to group because you know, our mentors in business, when I first started in business, and that's the other thing. She does have a business. She's a corporate person.
Yes.
You know, her business is more like a hobby. She's very good at design, bringing people together, and plans events.
Yes.
Right, but that's a side hustle, as the kids would say.
Right.
That's not her bread and butter.
Right.
So, you know, we're kind of the opposite. We're like, look, have something.
Right.
Have a spare tire. Be a part of something. Start a side. You know, do something in addition to working full time for another company, corporation, we're having sport.
It's perfect.
She heard that message from us, but she's like, I'm good here.
Of course. Look at the company I'm with. I'm a high level person. I'm smart. They love me. And then all of a sudden, everything changes.
Yeah.
Well, Greg, you shared a lot, but all very relevant for how life can be life. Warner and others have said, and we have to be ready. So I'm really happy that you're. And again, I thank you for sharing that. So appreciate it. And let's Timothy Butts, if you can, hopefully you're available this evening, because I actually have to get out, have to travel a couple of hours for a meeting, and then another meeting for two different clients, corporate clients. But actually, I get my joy out of focusing on you, and I did not want to cut Greg off, because what he shared was of what this is all. Is person that he talked about. You had to be careful of magnifying some of the negative things. Paperwork not being in order, mother needing to go into assisted living, being laid off, 2 years of retirement, not expected at all. And if one magnifies that you can mobilize when you're depressed. And so this is where we have the 3 good things assignment every night before going to bed. Write down 3 good things that keeps us thinking about the things that we minimize. We tend to positive that goes on during the course of the day. The fact that we're still alive, the fact that now made off, but you still have your skills. That's a positive. The skills that have helped the company, you can help yourself. You get another full-time job, but also do something else. And by the way, this is why Power Thinking is Power Thinking, with our Power Thinking app that we're showing on this screen, available on Google Play and the App Store, to earn. So through notifications, we will help you strengthen your power and your resiliency, so that when life's, you are ready. And on the screen notification, it comes up with other notifications that we get. We're able to have more characters and share text than we did previously with texting. We're able to share with you the 7 inner strengths, and the 7 have an assessment. We probably had more people take the assessment since being on the Power Thinking app, since we've had the assessments available over a 7-year period. And you see on the screen kind of a sample of that assessment, where you can find out where you are with emotion regulation, with impulse control, with empathy, self-efficacy, optimism, causal analysis, and reaching out. So download and install Power Thinking Corp app. But the other part of this is income. We've got a billion people on LinkedIn, 3 billion people on Facebook. And very easily, you can share a link with those folks, and on those, you will generate 25% of the revenue that we're not taking it all. We're sharing 25% with you. And on the screen, we show where we blotted out names of folks who've joined when I shared the link. And that actually makes up for on the membership. So make sure today, step out, join Power Thinking, and remember, everyone, since we spend all of our time thinking this today, we must think with power and utilize Power Thinking. So appreciate you. Go now as we flip back and forth. And Timothy, I hope you're available tonight. We be the first one up. We want to get to you. Then we're opening up. So thank you, everybody, for lines and hanging into overtime. And Sophia, I didn't mention you. Greg, I didn't mention you. Thank you for joining us. Lindsay, Layla Llewellyn, I didn't mention you. Everyone else, thank you very much. Take care. Make it a fantastic day. And hopefully we'll see you this evening on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and on TikTok simultaneously. Take care, everybody.